Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. November 8th. An individual adventure. Meditation is something which can always be further developed. It has no boundaries, either of width or height. Aided by such instruction and example as we can find, it is essentially an individual adventure, something which each one of us works out in his own way. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 101. My spiritual growth is with God as I understand Him. With Him I find my true inner self. Daily meditation and prayer strengthen and renew my source of well-being. I receive then the openness to accept all that He has to offer. With God, I have the reassurance that my journey will be as He wants for me, and for that I am grateful to have God in my life. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, November 8th. Just for today, I will do somebody a good turn and not get found out. If anybody knows of it, it will not count. What a terrific exercise. It helps me to break free of the habit of doing kind or generous things in order to get something back. Only when I perform a loving act with no expectations will I reap the true reward of giving. I am learning that giving doesn't have to take away from me or anyone else. If there are no strings attached, everyone stands to benefit. Every good and loving gesture soothes my soul and contributes to a healthier world. These anonymous, positive actions are the building blocks of a flourishing spiritual well-being. My self-esteem grows because I can feel good about my actions. I am engaged in worthwhile pursuits. Today's reminder. Today I will put unconditional love into action. When I give freely without expecting anything in return, I always receive more than I give. There is a quote from Mechtilde of Magdeburg, and it reads, I was created in love. For that reason, nothing can express my beauty nor liberate me except love alone. Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts. November 8th. Freed from insanity. Do I believe it would be insane to walk up to someone and say, may I please have a heart attack or a fatal accident? Basic text, page 24. We've heard it said that unless we're in love, we can't remember what love feels like. The same could be said of insanity. Once we're freed of it, we may forget how truly bizarre our insane thinking can be. But to be grateful for the degree of sanity to which we've been restored in Narcotics Anonymous, we need to remember just how truly insane we've been. Today, it may be hard to imagine saying something as ridiculous as, may I please have a heart attack or a fatal accident? No one in their right mind is going to ask for such things. And that's the point. In our active addiction, we were not in our right mind. Each day we practiced our addiction, we courted fatal disease, degradation, exploitation, impoverishment, imprisonment, death by violence, even death by sheer stupidity. In that context, the idea of asking for a heart attack or a fatal accident doesn't sound all that far out. That's how insane we've been. The program, the fellowship, and our higher power together, they've worked a miracle. The second step is not a vain hope. It is reality. Knowing the degree of the insanity we've experienced, we can appreciate all the more the miraculous power that has restored us thus far to sanity. For that, we are truly grateful. Just for today, I will take some time to recall how insane I've been while practicing my addiction. Then I will thank my higher power for the sanity that's been restored to my life. Today, Emotions Anonymous, November 8th. Reflection for today. When things which usually upset me don't get to me, I know I have a hold on serenity. I just need to learn how to stay serene longer, more often, and through worse situations. Usually it helps to say to myself, how important is it? It also helps to be realistic about the situation, what is fair to expect and what I can change. I also need to consider that I am the one who is hurt when I get upset. Sometimes it seems to help when I get upset, but only at my expense. Meditation for today. Help me to not neglect my efforts toward serenity. Today I will remember serenity is my number one goal. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. November 8. Emotional sobriety. The pathway to emotional sobriety that endures time is through the 12 steps of ACA. BRB, page 91. The ACA program, if worked consistently and honestly, gives us a new route to emotional sobriety. We were unable to find this growing up with the dysfunctional people in our household. As adults, most of us continued to seek advice from dysfunctional people. Whether it was someone we had a close personal relationship with or worked with, we were inevitably disappointed that the messages we heard or thought we heard were untrue. They seemed only to serve the best interests of others. This left us with a profound sense of betrayal and an increasing sense of mistrust, guessing at what was normal. Stepping away from this mess, we encountered a program that asks us to recognize the truth within us. With the help of our sponsor, we can tap into a new way of thinking. We can establish reasonable boundaries with dysfunctional family members. We get to say no to situations that are not good for us. When our internal alarms go off, we do not react. We call a fellow traveler instead to get centered and act in a healthy manner. Life moves from a state of dis-ease to a state of ease as our program works in us. We are now able to easily solve situations that used to baffle us. The affirmation reads, "On this day, if I start to get off track, I will pick up the phone instead of giving in to dysfunction. I choose emotional sobriety. Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. If you are unsure of that path, take the time to find out. You are absolutely worth it, and this is your life. And remember that you are not alone and that recovery is possible, one day at a time.